Am I the a-hole for uninviting my friend to a music festival after she insisted on bringing her new boyfriend to our group's girls' trip tradition? So here's the situation. I, 28 female, and my group of friends, Jess, 29 female, Lily, 28 female, and Hannah, 30 female, have been going to this music festival together for the past 5 years. It's a tradition for us, and we always plan the whole thing months in advance, everything from the lineup we want to see to what outfits we'll wear. This year, I was especially excited because it felt like the perfect chance to celebrate after a tough year. I thought it would be an unforgettable trip with my closest friends. Everything was going fine until Jess met a guy, Tom, 32, male, about 2 months before the festival. She seemed really into him, and I was happy for her at first. However, once she started dating Tom, things took a weird turn. At first, she was telling us how much she couldn't wait for the festival, but as the date approached, she started talking about how she wanted Tom to come along. I told her that we've always kept the festival as a girls' trip, and that we had planned it for months. Jess assured me that she understood and that she'd just come with us, but the more we talked about it, the more it became clear she was pushing to have Tom come with us. A week before the festival, Jess told me flat out that she didn't want to come unless Tom could join. She said it would mean a lot to her if he could be there, and she didn't want to spend the weekend without him. I told her that this was our tradition, and I didn't feel comfortable changing it to accommodate her new boyfriend, especially since we've never done it that way before. It felt like she was trying to change the dynamic of our group, and I wasn't okay with that. Now, here's some extra context. All of my friends in the group, Lily, Hannah, and Jess, are in relationships, but I'm the only one who isn't. I've always been okay with that, though. I've focused more on my career and personal growth, and I've never felt left out. But Jess's new relationship seemed to change everything, and it was the first time I felt this kind of tension with our group dynamic. I tried to compromise, suggesting that she could spend time with Tom during the day, but then rejoin us in the evenings when we went to see the big performances. But she wasn't having it. She said it wasn't fair to make her choose between us and him. The more I thought about it, the more upset I got. This festival meant so much to me, and I didn't want it to turn into something totally different just because she had a new boyfriend. I felt like she was disregarding our friendship for the sake of someone she had just started dating. To make matters worse, when I brought up how hurt I was, Jess accused me of being jealous. She said I was just bitter because all the other girls in the group have boyfriends, and I don't. She said I was overreacting because I didn't have a boyfriend, and it was causing me to get all possessive over our tradition. She implied that I was making a big deal out of nothing just because I was jealous of her relationship. The tension built up over the next few days, and finally, I made the decision to uninvite her from the trip. I told Jess that it wasn't the same for me anymore, and if she was more interested in bringing Tom than in spending time with the group, it wasn't going to work. I said she could go with Tom or join us later, but I wasn't comfortable with her bringing him along on our girls' trip. She was absolutely furious. She called me selfish and said I was trying to control her life. She told me that I was overreacting and that I was being unfair by not letting her bring her boyfriend, especially since we've always said we'd support each other in relationships. She accused me of ruining the trip and said I was being overly possessive of our tradition. Now, everyone in the group is divided. Lily and Hannah are on my side, saying that Jess should respect the tradition and that we should be able to enjoy the festival without her bringing someone who's just a temporary part of her life. But Jess has been telling our other friends that I'm being unreasonable, and some of them agree with her. They think it's no big deal for Tom to come along and that I'm just being petty and jealous. I'm feeling conflicted. On one hand, I'm devastated that our trip has been ruined by this situation, and I don't want to lose my friendship with Jess. But on the other hand, I feel like I'm just trying to hold on to a tradition that's meant a lot to me, and I can't help but feel hurt that Jess didn't seem to care about that. So, am I the a-hole for uninviting my friend from the festival after she insisted on bringing her boyfriend instead of coming with our group?